Hey you guys, this is Mr. V over here doing a book review today for The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Before I get into my book review, you should know that I do a spoiler-free book review, or as few spoilers as possible. So if you see me looking down occasionally, I just have some notes, so I don't give any spoilers away. Anyway, let's get into the book review for The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. So the basic premise of this book is it's about a guy, Dorian Gray, who he is afraid of aging. And it just kind of follows his life around. That's the story. So, anyway, as for what I felt about the book, it's, as I said, it's a very simple story because it's just about a guy, Dorian Gray. He's afraid of aging. He's afraid of losing some of his good looks, all that kind of stuff. But it's also a fun story because there's only a few characters in this book, but some of the characters like manipulation or manipulating others, so that adds a lot of fun elements to it. And that's why I would say that this story grabs you pretty quickly, because I felt that this story had a very nice start, because you start right in the middle of a situation. And basically, one of the people who's painting the picture of Dorian Gray, as this was written in the 1890s or released in 1891, but he's painting a picture of him, and it's just the dialogue right from the beginning. They just start, and you're already like in the middle of a situation, so that's why you kind of, again, they just put you right in. But Oscar Wilde does it very well, which I'll get to in a bit. But I thought the actual overall story was a lot of fun, because it was like they were even saying in there how like we will age, yet the picture will never age. And that's very true. And like how we see our youth through pictures. And again, that's like another very true thing. And it's very fun because aging scares people. It does. It scares most people because we cannot stop aging. That's one thing. But also we want to look young forever. That's the other aspect. And it's a pretty simple concept, but I would say that it can be pretty deep, because we do want to look young forever. Even though I'm in my early 30s, but even then I look back pictures 10 years ago and I wish I could look younger like that. So, it's like, it's something that kind of strikes you at all ages. So that's a lot of fun in the book. And as I said, also one character, he likes to manipulate others, and I would say like in a devious type of way. And he's really good at manipulation. And he wants to manipulate Dorian Gray without Dorian Gray knowing it, and it shows some of the methods in which he's going to try and manipulate him. And you do wonder, will he be able to manipulate Dorian, and what will happen, and the different forms of manipulation, and some of the words this character says that come out, and it's like, are you trying to manipulate him or not? And and the words basically are the best form of manipulation. And it's just, again, it's hard to explain without spoiling anything, but that is a lot of fun that there's a character like that in the book. And overall, it's like, I thought that this book was very well written, because he had amazing dialogue with great quotes. I'm not going to put any of the quotes in this book review, but because I suggest you guys go and read the book first. But he had some great quotes. Some of the other book reviews out there talk about the quotes, and they just love it. I thought that Oscar Wilde did a great job with the dialogue. And overall, for the characters, I felt that the reason I felt the dialogue was so great was because it was pretty simple characters. He doesn't go super in depth about the characters, which can annoy some people, but I thought that you didn't need to go in depth with these characters. You just needed to know some pretty basic things about them, and he gave it to you, because you already know what is happening. You know what they're thinking. You can hear it through the dialogue, and that's why I said it was well written, in that he does that, and that it was fun that there's not many characters. It isn't not like he just throws a ton of characters at you. There's just a few, so that's also another nice part about the book. And again, I know some people are like, but he didn't go in depth enough for the characters in the book. But it's like, actually, he didn't go in depth really too much for anything. And I felt that that was really good because then the story did not drag. You know, I've read many stories that they drag for certain points. This story doesn't drag. So I thought that was a really big plus, that it doesn't drag at all. And I also thought because it doesn't drag, like the story keeps moving along. And then I thought it had a very nice end. And I don't judge an end by if it ended nicely. I judge an end by, did he wrap everything up? Did he do all that? And I thought he basically wrapped everything up. And this end had something really fun about it. This end had multiple interpretations because I thought of the end after reading it. I was like, huh, I thought it means this. But I looked it up. I was like, okay, what do other people think? And people have different interpretations online about what the end means. So I thought that's a lot of fun, you know, and that's difficult to do as an author, to do that. So I thought that was great. Now, as for the bad, there are very, very few negative things about this book. I was thinking, I mean, there is one thing in the book that you never find out, that he didn't, you could say he didn't wrap it up, but I think he purposely made it to where you did not find out this one thing. So it adds a little mystery. I think he did it on purpose, but that was one thing I wish I could have found out. But, you know, that was it. And then maybe the characters lacked a little more depth, but overall I said I don't think they needed the depth. But I mean, that would be, I guess, one of the negatives, or you could say, depending on how you look at it. But overall, I just thought this was a simple and solid story because it was very well written, it was easy to read, and I think it's much deeper than it seems, just based off hearing what the premise is. So I suggest that you guys go out, get the book. It's not too long, but I suggest that you guys go out and read this book. But I'm going to give it my official rating now. So I always rate my books on a scale of 0 to 10. A 0 is an awful book. A 5 is average, and a 10 is phenomenal. If it gets a 10 or anywhere near a 10, that should be like on your reading list type of phenomenal. Because again, a 5's average, and I'm a tough critic. If you go back to other book reviews, I'm a very tough critic to where it's hard to move up even 1 point in my rating system because I feel a lot of books are just average. So anyway, my official rating for this book, The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. I'm going to rate this book a solid 6.5. And again, a 5's average, so 6.5 is pretty good in my rating system. But I'm rating it a 6.5 just because I thought he threw a lot of great quotes in. It was very well written, and I would say that it's just a solid overall book. If you guys have any questions, disagreements, comments, please post it in the comment below. I hope you guys click the subscribe button as I always upload new book reviews. But I thank you guys for watching my book review today. This is Mr. V. Go enjoy your reading.